Today we're going to look at how we can change from portrait to landscape partway through a Word document. This used to be something that was really easy to do, and then they changed some of the buttons on the menus and suddenly it doesn't work in quite the same way it used to. So the tools we're going to need for this task are we're going to need to use the Layout tab at the top of the screen, and we're also going to use the Dialog Box Launcher. Now, if you've not come across Dialog Box Launchers before, they are the little square next to the grouping. Let me explain more. So let me explain what I mean by Dialog Box Launcher. Here I am in Word, and if you look at the screen, this is a screen print of the Home button, so I'm on the Home tab. Now, if you look now, you'll see that I've got the purple box around the font area. So all those buttons in that box are to do with the word font. So they've been grouped together. Now, if you look now at this area here, I'm just going to bring a box up around it. There we go. That's the Dialog Box Launcher that belongs to the font grouping, and this pattern follows on each toolbar of Word. So if you hadn't noticed this before, have a look at it. So for instance, the word paragraph, I'm just going to show you here with my laser pointer. So here's the word paragraph, that's the grouping. Next to the word paragraph is the Dialog Box Launcher, which gives you all the choices, and the same with the styles. So if we were talking about landscape and portrait, which we will be, let's go on to the next slide, and again we're in the Layout tab, which is where we find all the settings for the page, and you have a grouping for the page setup, that's there, and a bit like we found on the Home tab, in the corner of that grouping is the Dialog Box Launcher, which gets us in to more of the options. So if you can't find a particular option on the ribbon, have a look for those Dialog Box Launchers in the corner of each group. So let's jump into Word and let's see how we can use that and the Layouts tab to change part of our document from portrait to landscape. So I'm now in Word and I've got a document here. I've got a picture I want to put in my document, but the picture's a little bit too big for the portrait, so I need to make that part of the document landscape. So let's put a heading in picture of screen. Okay, so what I want is the heading and the graphic to be in landscape. Now, going back to older versions of Word, all I would do, I'm going to go to the Layout tab for this, and I'd go to Orientation and I would choose Landscape, but what it's done, it's changed the whole thing. I don't want that. I just want to change part of the document. So let's undo, let's go back a stage. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it with the Dialog Box Launcher. So I've got the heading highlighted and I've got the graphic highlighted. I'm going to make sure I'm on Layout. In the Page Setup group, go to the Dialog Box Launcher, and this brings out a lot more information. So if we look here, I can change the orientation, but be really careful because at the moment that orientation is applying to the whole document. So let's choose Landscape, and I don't want this to be the whole document, so I'm going to change this tick box, if you click on the drop down, and I'm going to change it to Selected Text. So that will mean there's two settings there. This part of the document will be changed to landscape only for the selected text. So choose OK, and there we go. So it's left everything I didn't highlight as portrait. The other information is this landscape, and if I look at all three pages, that looks really good. I'm really pleased. Just a quick footnote on there. If I go to the Home tab, I switch on my Show Hide, and you see the way Word does this, it's with section break. So it's the section break that allows Word to understand the difference between portrait and landscape. I'm going to switch that off. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and Look out for more useful videos on Word, Excel, Office 365, Teams, SharePoint. Would love to hear your comments on what you thought, and if you've got anything we want us to cover, let us know. Thanks very much for listening.